Hello, I'm Gareth Davies, and this is the Championship Rounds for PitchBoxing, where I bring you all the interviews from the combat sports world. Enjoy. Here he is, Adonis himself, Richard Riakporhe. He takes it when I say it. He doesn't take it as me trying to be over the top. But you are obviously physically an Adonis. God knows how you squeeze your frame into 200 odd pounds for weigh-in days. I'm 175, and like you're just twice the size of me. So I just never get it, to be honest. But how are you, first of all? How was Christmas and New Year? Obviously, you've got a fight now in 14 days' time.
Yeah.
I mean, how was Christmas and New Year when you go through that? Is it no turkey? You might not eat turkey anyway, but no cranberry sauce, no big Christmas puds. How is it? What happens around that period for you in a camp?
Yeah, Gareth, this was the first time I've ever been through a camp during this festive season. So it was very difficult. It was very difficult because I wanted to go and see my family, but at the same time, I didn't want to catch a cold or flu, which would set me back a lot, in regards to recovering. So I thought, it would be wise for me to stay away and stay secluded. And I really felt that loneliness on Christmas Day.
Yeah.
I thought in my mind, I was like, yeah, whatever, like this, it is what it is, and we can celebrate afterwards. But on Christmas Day, it felt lonely. I'll tell you, it was difficult. And then obviously New Year's as well. Normally I'm always out and about. Last year, this time, I was in Cayman Islands.
Okay.
I was watching fireworks for New Year's. I was celebrating with close friends and family, fine dining and stuff. And this year is completely different. We're in a cold gym, training every single day.
Spartan life.
Literally, body sore every single day. Just waiting for that, waiting to get closer to fight week, where it's like it's easier. We would have got through the training by then, and just enjoy the whole build up and stuff. But yeah, it's been tough, but we're here now, and I'm happier. You can see the smile on my face because we got through it now. It's always tough. The camp is always tough.
Do you have to, as I said about your physique, I mean, you're very muscled, you're a very big man. You could easily go up to heavyweight. I'll ask you about that in a minute. But do you have to diet hard then in the last month and watch what you eat and what your intake is and all those kind of things?
Yeah, I definitely have to diet. Not too hard, but I definitely have to cut like a lot of the carbs and stuff, and replace it with some good carbs. Loads of veg. I think because of the foods that I eat, my diet is quite good because my food just comes through me. It's just fuel for the body, and like for example, like our African food now, like that would stay in your stomach for long periods of time. You can work out.
Rice and meat.
Yeah, it's carb heavy.
Yeah.
So I changed my diet. So anything I eat, it just comes straight through in a day. In a day or two, it just digests. And that's why it's probably easier for me to like eat and and make weight. And plus, I sweat a lot. I'm big, but I'm like I got skinny legs as well. As you do. So yeah, it's not too bad for me to make the weight. I do it all the time, and sometimes I'm a bit lighter than I want to be. A couple weeks or a month before the fight, I'd have to like eat a bit more, just to slow the cut.
There's a lots of things going on around you that I'm sure you're happy with, and you can see yourself moving towards this year. And I'll ask you about them in a minute. But I'm pretty sure I've got images of you while I was driving, looking at the Christmas lights through Regent Street and round about London. There's a guy with a beanie on and his hood up, jogging through the streets. The loneliness of the early morning and late night runner getting ready, punch in the air. I've got that image of you. Krzysztof Glowacki, yeah? January the 21st, Manchester Arena. It's a massive fight for you in lots of ways. You're coming off 3 KOs in the last 14 months. Brilliant performances. showing more balance about your boxing and your kind of killer instincts, if I can call it that, in terms of, you know, your heavy hands, wanting to finish fights.
Yeah.
You can put down a great marker in this fight. Obviously, he's come back with a win recently, after those 2 losses to Maris Bradis and to Lawrence Okoli. Are you looking to lay down a marker here and make a statement in this contest?
Absolutely. I think that's always my prerogative when I go into any fight. People want to see KOs. People want to see explosive fires. I want to be the face of boxing, and I know what it demands. It demands explosive finishes, highlight reel, KOs, and that's what I want to deliver. I want to do all that, and I want to give the fans what they want: pure entertainment, you know, a little bit of boxing skill, but big KOs. And yeah, we're definitely gonna go on for the kill for Glavaki.
He can be a cagey, awkward opponent as well, and he's southpaw, and we know he's got some power.
Yeah.
I mean, without asking you the game plan, I mean, pressure on him in this fight, but doing it in your way.
Yeah, absolutely. Always intelligent pressure. As you can see, he's like a cat. You know, you come too close and you play too much, he scratch you. You know, so you have to
that crouched weird style, and
it's a weird type of style. You don't.
Yeah,
it's a very unique style. You know, it's like laid on your back foot. But I feel like that probably suited him earlier in his career. I think it will take too much time to just come back and cower off that shot and land shots against me. But you never know. He might be faster than I think. You just never know. But I'm gonna be extra cautious. I'm gonna feel him out, and then when I sense blood, I'm gonna take him out. If he makes any mistakes, I'm taking him out straight away.
Are you happy that, you know, that there is there pressure off you in a sense that Chris Eubank Jr. and Liam Smith are headlining, and that this is a very important fight to set up your year, isn't it?
Yes, absolutely. There's a lot of pressure on me. I'm used to the pressure, you know, Gareth. Like throughout my whole career, you know, I never had like a silver spoon or anything. But I had to, you know, I had to create a position for myself by winning, and no matter what. And I'm used to it. I'm used to it. Going into those fights where, you know, it's 50-50, sometimes it's even 40-60 to my opponent. And it's like, look, I have to just win. If I don't win, who knows what's going to happen next? Who knows where I'm going to go, or if I'm going to even have a career after this fight. And that's all I'm focused on, pretty much. I put a lot of pressure on myself, and you know, it reflects in my training, it reflects in my mindset and how much I dedicate to this. And I'm confident at the same time, because I put pressure on myself, and you know, in preparation, I make sure I give it my all, and I've received some good results from doing this. I understand the way this works now, and my gifts. So I'm confident, and I know that I'll get the win.
But one of the things that you and I have spoken about, even over the last 2 years, is and you've shown it, that you do soak information, criticism, you soak everything up like a sponge, you know?
Yeah, I think that's what makes the fighters better.
You're not
I don't
emotional
understand.
about it, is what I mean. You don't get some people emotionally get themselves emotionally involved, but you seem to remove the emotion from it, you know?
Yeah, to be honest, I'm human as well, Gareth. Sometimes I do kind of get emotional, but it's not that type of emotion where I would be looking for the person, the critic, and wanting to have a, you know, a back and forth with them. It's not like that. It's more like I use it as fire in me to train harder and to improve what they're talking about. Because sometimes some of these critics are right. You know, he doesn't have no footwork. He's flat-footed. He doesn't throw enough. He looks like he doesn't have too much stamina. Sometimes you have to go back and look at the fights and say, you know what, they actually have a point right there. They might not know what went on in camp or if there was an issue with my body, but there's some things that they've said which is right. And all I do is just go back and just work on it. It's just that simple. And what happens is with me, most of the people that have critiqued me in the past, I've actually gone back to thank them, because it's actually made me a better boxer and made me win in a certain fashion, just because of that critique, you know. So I open it. I'm my biggest critique, to be honest. You know, every time I jump in the ring, you can ask Angel, I'm like, what do you think about that? And he's like, no, it's good, it's good. But in my mind, I'm like, I don't believe you. I'll ask him twice, and then I still think that's not good enough. So that's how I kind of keep
Brilliant
myself
mindset. No, it's a
improving.
brilliant mindset.
Yeah,
Brilliant
it's
mindset.
just not good enough. I always just think it's just not good enough. Even some of the wins, you might see me after the fight. I might be smiling, I might not be smiling, but I just feel like I need to do better. I can do better. You know, that's just my mindset.
Mm. How pleased were you when Lawrence Okoli signed with Boxer, and obviously is on Sky as well?
I think that was excellent. I think it's amazing what's going on right now, because there's a stable of fighters all in the same division, under the same broadcaster, which is perfect to make fights. We both know how difficult this game is to create fights, especially when two fighters are represented in two different broadcasters. It's nearly impossible. We never see them fights materialize, and the fans don't have a clue what's going on. They just want to see a fight. So they're just, you know, it just puts them off. That's why they probably start to watch different sports like UFC and other things, because it's just the political side and the business side. It gets annoying. But in this case, it's working out really well. There's great cruiserweights underneath one banner, so the fights are going to be easy to make. It's just going to be a discussion of the monetary benefit, and that's it.
Do you think you'll fight Lawrence Okoli this? Notwithstanding the fact you're fighting Krzysztof Glowacki, and having looked at the rankings, I think he's 5 or 6 with the WBO. That moves you straight up, you know, because I think you're about 12. It's your lowest ranking in all the governing sanctioning bodies, isn't it? That moves you high up there. Are there plans? Are there plans in place for you and Lawrence to fight this year? Are there? I mean, I spoke to Chris Billum-Smith the other day. He's chasing Jai Opataya after his victory the other day. Fantastic knockout. I know you've beaten him already. You're 2 with the IBF anyway, number 2. So that's a possibility this year as well. What's the route map if you could choose it this year? Do you win a world title first and then have a unification? Where do you sit?
Gareth, you know what? This game it's crazy. Sometimes there's obstacles in front of us which, you know, just disappear after a while, and then we can make things happen, and vice versa. Sometimes there's no obstacles, and then next thing you know, we come there now where it's time to make the fight, and then there's some next issues that arise. So I just have a type of mindset that I want to be a world champion this year, and I don't mind who's got the titles, because it's, you know, you just have to fight, isn't it? If you get the opportunity, you just have to go for it. And I want big fights this year, Gareth. Like, I want big fights in this year, and I've got my mind focused on every single champion there is, and also people in the rankings. I've got my eyes on all of them, so I'm more than willing to make that happen this year. I'm up for it. You know me, I don't shy away from battles, and so I think if things go well, you know, with a Coley side, with the business, I don't know what issues going through now. Seems like it's on track now. Yeah, we can definitely start mixing it.
Well, he's due to fight on March the 4th, I think it is, and defend against -- ranked challenger David Light.
Yeah, that's it. So,
you know, you win on January the 21st, then I think it's the 21st. Then you're in a position to maybe have an early summer fight at that point.
Yeah. That's the plan. That's the plan. You know, I want to get out again.
Challenge, do you think?
Yeah, hopefully. We'll see what's available. We're going to be in a very good position, and yeah, we'll just see what is available. But I think that world title fight has to happen this year. If we can win a world title fight and then do a unification with the domestic fighters, then even better. You know, you never know. CBS might win a world title this year. Cody has a world title, so we could do a unification, and that would be humongous. So I'm willing to do whatever. Obviously, that's the best case scenario, but you know how this game is. Sometimes it doesn't happen like that. But I'm waiting. I'm waiting for my opportunity.
You're such a laid back character. You're cool as a cucumber. When do you just leave Duncan and your management team to do it, or are you putting pressure on behind the scenes, or do you just leave it in their hands?
Me, you know, a lot of people don't know I'm self-managed. I do everything myself and delegate tasks to people.
Yeah.
I, you know, I've hired people to work with me to help navigate me to you know, to certain positions and stuff. And my team has been doing a great job. So I have to oversee everything. You know, I'm like
Are you a control freak? A little bit of a control freak then? I didn't know you were
not necessarily.
I mean, that's very interesting being self-managed.
Not necessarily. You know, I was managed by a fighter in the UK before. I've had my fair share of experience with that, and I know, you know, nobody's gonna, you know, manage your business better than yourself. You know, when you have that passion and you know what work and how much work you put into this, you have to do things yourself. You have to overlook things yourself, and yeah, because I'm going through it, so, and I know where I'm gonna go. I know what needs to be done. So I overlook things, and then the people that I trust, I work with. If they can add value to me, I work with, and that's how I've been working for the last 2 years. And I tell you, Gareth, my career has gone through the roof since I've been doing this. Since
when
you see me
overlook it, you mean you're overseeing it, basically?
Overseeing it, yeah, that's what I mean. Overseeing it. I have my brother that, you know, nobody really sees him. I don't know if you met him before, Patrick, but
I think I met him with you, yes.
Yeah, but he's done some of my latest deals, you know, with Boxer and Sky, and it's been fantastic. You know, everything has just been going like amazing, honestly. And
well, it's funny you mention it, because when I spoke to Lawrence Okoli last, and obviously he's been through these issues with Matchroom and his management teams, and you know, it struck me that I think more and more boxers, as they mature, think, you know, I should be overseeing it myself. I should be. It's a bit like looking at your bills. You pay your bills out of your bank. When you don't look for a while, you realize there's deals you're not getting done to reduce.
Exactly.
And everyone's doing that at the moment because of the economy. And when you've got that canonical ownership of your own pathway, you know it's down to you then, and all the hard yards you're putting in physically, mentally, emotionally, to the actual training and application of yourself to being a fighter. Why not do the other side of it as well? And I think more and more boxers are coming around to that, you know.
Yeah, it's a no-brainer. You know, when you know your business, I don't know who's gonna be as passionate about your own business than yourself. Like you, Gareth, I know how hard you work. How can you entrust somebody to work as hard as you and to aspire to get to where you want to be, you know, and to put in that work that would demand. It's crazy. And that's why I took charge of everything. And once I got the right people in a certain position to help build this, because even though I overlook everything, I don't do everything myself. I have to select the right people.
Yeah.
Exactly. I have to select the right people to come in to, you know, into the team and help build up this train. And I've selected good people at the moment, and I'm very happy. I'm very happy. I find it hard to trust people, Gareth. And yeah, it's been an issue.
Why do you think that is? Why do you think that's Is that, listen, I don't want to go over your background every time we do an interview, but you had some very life-changing experiences growing up through your teens and in your early 20s, didn't you? We know you came to the sport late, and God forbid something had happened to you earlier in your life. It's such a shame you didn't come to the sport earlier,
Yeah.
Has that affected, you think, where trust is in you?
Yeah, 100%. Just entrusting, friends to, to go to places, and you entrusting them that you'll be safe, and something happens, something traumatic like that happens. Of course, this is like PTSD to an extent,
Yeah.
affecting me in certain ways. Maybe I need therapy, but I feel like my life has been much better since I've been more cautious about making certain decisions, about working with certain people, understanding ulterior motives, understanding, if there's a catch, and everything has been much better since I've started to think like that. Naturally, you want to just be able to just build relationships and go on them like blindly and trust and love. But I feel like in the business where there's money and power, you have to be extra careful. There's a lot of interesting individuals I've come across.
Yeah,
in my boxing career so far.
Friendship really is, or not? Is it friendship? Is it business? Is it? Oh, I think as we all get older, we all assess that. Especially, I don't want to separate men and women here, but women are brilliant at community groups. And one thing that I've spoken about with a lot of men as we've got older, women keep the groups together generally, and men and our friendships, it's a weird assessment as you get older, my life's been work, really, in an industry, and I think it's a very wise thing that the way you're thinking about it, because, like you say, every time you step into that ring, it's a massive occasion. There's so much on the ring. Your health, your life, your future, your progress, your earning capacity, your exponential growth as a sports personality, all those things, they're all wrapped up in that training and in that walk to the ring. It's why it's such an extraordinary thing to do and put yourself through at the end of the day.
Yeah, it really is. And when you break it down like that, that's why we have to take this so seriously.
Yeah.
There's so much opportunities, life-changing opportunities that we have right in front of us, and it's all dependent on an outcome, which is dependent on, the camp and how you prepare, so we have to take these things seriously. Obviously, Gareth, I take this quite seriously, and I know, I have potential to get to the top, and I just want to fulfill that.
Brilliant. Well, it's brilliant to speak to you at the beginning of the year, which I think is going to be an amazing year for you. Can't wait to see you in Fight Week, Richard, and really appreciate your time,
Thank you too, Gareth, man. I appreciate the support you've shown me as well, man, and the constructive criticism that you've given me.
Oh no,
it's made me better. It's made me better, honestly. It's made me better. And never hold your tongue, man. Whatever you feel, say. Trust me. I'm good with it. I'm good with the criticism.
Well, for the first time I met you, I said I'm on board with the journey. I'm really enjoying your journey, and it's, as you know, we've spoken about it several times. We've spoken about it, the exemplary things you're showing other young people, what you can do with your life, and at the end of the day, I've got to applaud you for that, and I'm on board with it. Yeah, great to see you, bud. Great.
Appreciate you, man. Have a nice one.